Hey guys, it's Jamie from No Getting Off This Train, and today I'm going to show you how to make quinoa in your rice cooker. Now today's kind of a double feature because first of all, I'm going to show you how to make quinoa in your rice cooker, and secondly, I've got a bonus recipe for you because I'm going to show you what I'm making with that quinoa. Now, for those of you who don't know what quinoa is, it is sort of like rice. It's not technically a grain, but you use it just like you would rice. It is a complete protein, so it is filled with protein and fiber. You can get it at any grocery store. It's not too expensive. Like this one right here, I paid like $3.49 for a 16-ounce bag, so it's really not too bad. And you can also use it in place of rice. So if you're making a burrito bowl, you can use quinoa instead of rice. You can use it in stir fries. I've also used it in breakfast bowls. It's pretty versatile. So let me show you how to get started. So the way to cook quinoa is just like you would rice. You would use a 2-to-1 ratio, 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups water. So I'm going to show you how I measure my quinoa. As you can see, I have a food scale. And I just feel like it's easier to measure my rice and my quinoa using a food scale rather than just a cup. So I'm just going to pour it in the little measuring cup here, and each serving is 48 grams. I'm going to make 4 servings. So first I'm going to set it at 96-ish. And then you have to rinse quinoa just like rice before you cook it. So I have a Dollar Tree strainer. It is nothing fancy. Now the problem with quinoa too is that it is so small, it will easily kind of go through the strainer. As you can see, some of it's falling through. Not a big deal, it doesn't all come out, just keep that in mind. So after you measure out your quinoa, you need to rinse it off and just wash it real quick. So I'm gonna go do that now. Once you rinse it, you can add it to the rice cooker, and then after it's in here, you'll just add the water. Like I said, it's a 2-to-1 ratio of water to quinoa. So since I used 1 cup of quinoa, I'm gonna pour 2 cups of water in. Now my particular rice cooker has some numbers on the side. So it'll show you how much water to put in. I filled it a little bit past the 2, so that's fine. Quinoa also does not have any flavor to it, or at least not a lot. So you'll want to season it as well before you cook it. I use just regular chicken bouillon cubes. Since I have 2 cups of water in here, I'm just going to open up 2 of these cubes and put them inside. You can also just use regular salt and pepper. You could use chicken broth, vegetable broth. If you're making like a Mexican style, you could add in some cumin and chili powder. Whatever suits your fancy. So now that that's done, you just close the rice cooker. Now my particular rice cooker will cook up to 4 cups of dried at a time. I usually do 2 or 3 max because I'm only feeding 3 of us. So with mine, I just turn it on, and then I have a white rice and a brown rice function. I always set it to the white rice. And then this will cook for about 30 minutes or so. So about the same as regular white rice. I know brown rice takes like an hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes. This only takes 30. So when this is finished, I will show you my recipe. So it took more like 40 or 45 minutes for the quinoa to cook. So not too much longer, but still a lot faster than brown rice. So let's see what it looks like on the inside. And as you can see, it has really fluffed up. A little bit of quinoa goes a long way. And this serves 4 people. So now that the quinoa is done, let me get everything together and show you the recipe I'm making. So over here, I've got what I guess I'm calling a Greek chicken and quinoa salad going on here. So over the weekend, I cooked a bunch of chicken thighs in the Instant Pot, and I took them all off the bone and shredded the meat. So I've got that already cooked and ready to go. I have some grape tomatoes that I'm just going to wash real quick and cut in half. I had chopped up a cucumber over the weekend, and then I sliced some olives. So I'm gonna mix all this together in a bowl. I'll probably add like balsamic vinegar, a little bit of lemon juice, maybe a couple of spices. And then you usually, I guess, would use feta cheese in a Greek dish, but I like goat cheese. So we're gonna try crumbling that in the salad as well. So let's put it together and see how it turns out. So because I like adding extra vegetables to my diet, I also have a bag of California veggies in the microwave. So that'll add like some extra bulk to the meal and some extra veggies because we all need more nutrition, right? But what I'm gonna do now is just have all these grape tomatoes and then I will add them to the bowl along with all the other ingredients and mix it all together. All right, let's go ahead and add the veggies to the bowl at least. There's the tomatoes, the cucumber. I'm not gonna add all of the olives. Probably just less than half. That looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and heat up the chicken as well, but while we're waiting for all of that to heat up, I'm gonna make the dressing, I guess you could call it, real quick. I'm just adding a couple little ingredients. This is about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Here's 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And I don't really measure my spices, so I'm just adding a little bit of salt and pepper. Then I'm gonna add some garlic powder and some oregano. I'm gonna say this is maybe between half teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of each of these seasonings. Then I'll just mix it together and then we'll set it aside for the moment. Now that the chicken has fully heated up in the microwave, I will go ahead and add everything else to the bowl. This is about 1 pound of shredded chicken, by the way. Then I will add all of the quinoa. I'm gonna make this serve 4, by the way, so I can already tell this is gonna be a ton of food. Let me add the balsamic mixture. And let's attempt to mix this together. So I think the key to eating healthy for me is adding as many vegetables to my dish as possible. And while this may seem like a ton of food, it's not very calorie dense. I mean, vegetables have a super low amount of calories, so you get a whole lot more for the same amount of calories. So, but you still need like your protein from the chicken, you'll need carbs from the quinoa, but the veggies are where it's at to help you stay full. And in my opinion, the more vegetables, the better. Okay, here it is. I was gonna add some spinach to this, but I really think this is gonna be good by itself. So let me assemble the bowls and I'll show you what it looks like. So another key for me when it comes to maintaining my weight and staying healthy is pre-portioning my recipes. So when I make a recipe like this, I actually divide it. I use a 1 cup portion or a half cup or whatever it is, and I divide the recipe first before we eat. That way we know that we're not like eating too much or not eating enough, and also helps to make sure we have leftovers. Now, as you can see, I'm not starving my family by pre-portioning. This is just how I've done it for a few years now, actually, when I started losing all my baby weight a few years ago. And I believe that tracking my food was the one way that helped me lose 20 pounds in 8 months. So here already is 2 cups of food. That is crazy. I still have these veggies to add to it. So, I mean, look at this. This is like 3 cups of food and it's only like 500 something calories. Oh, but you know what? I still need to add the goat cheese. I cannot forget the best part. Now, I probably should have used just a knife for this. I forgot that goat cheese is very similar to cream cheese. Feta cheese would have worked a lot nicer. It would have crumbled a lot better. However, it's still gonna make it creamy and delicious, I think. But there you have it. This is my Greek chicken and quinoa salad made with quinoa in the rice cooker and chicken in the Instant Pot. Thank you all so much for following along with me today while I made my quinoa and then my chicken and quinoa Greek bowls. I have a recipe on the blog for this quinoa in the rice cooker, so if you need an exact recipe, you can find the blog link down below. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get more updates on when I post more recipes like this, or my grocery hauls, or more meal planning tips. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later.